here, a little bit nervous, you know what I mean? I ain't been around there for any black people since I was in the pen. You know, I've been out 9 months. When I met the person, it's weird because, like, my journey to finance comes from the same journey that y'all's is, right? From the streets of Oakland, California. You know what I mean? And, you know, my mom, my immediate family member were addicted to crack era. Y'all know how it went when they ravaged our community, ravaged our families. You know, my mother, my grandmother, my uncles, my aunties, you know, the people in my family all got crack addicted. So I was a product of my environment and went exactly where crack epidemic wanted me to go was prison. Crazy thing about this was that, like, I never thought that I could end up in prison. I mean, I couldn't even step on a bug at 7 years old. Like I wouldn't harm nothing. I mean, I cared about people and stuff. And then 6-7 years later, I was in prison for robbery murder. Wow. I had already been in prison. I had already been in juvenile hall 4 or 5 times. I had already done a bunch of crimes, done a bunch of stuff in just 6 and 7 years. That's how fast it took for them to classify me as a menace to society. This is what they did. After I committed this crime, along with my fellow co-defendants, they said, how old are you? I was a teenager. You got an education? I didn't. I was black. I grew up in the hood. And I didn't have anybody looking out for me. All those things were strikes against me in the probation department. So they said, because of those things, we put people with this sort of category here. They charged me as an adult, and they sent me to the pen. Wasn't any, he got mental problems, his upbringing, ain't no dad at home, his mom's on drugs, and more importantly, he's a kid. He's a kid. At the end of the day, no matter what he's done, he's a kid. We got a lot of kids in here. No matter what they do, they are kids. They're kids. It doesn't matter. Killing, all this shit, they still kids. Don't forget that. Cannot forget that. We're not making excuses for them, but they're kids. And so they sent me 54 years of life in prison. The crazy thing about that was, I didn't realize I had that much time until I was probably 25 or 26 years old. Was when I really came to the conclusion that I wasn't getting out of prison. Now imagine having to swallow. How many of you guys here take pills? Just a random pill. Maybe you get sick, you take a pill. Now you know how small the pills be. Imagine taking a pill the size of this. This is what it's like to realize you ain't never getting out the pill. This is the pill you got to swallow. The thing about the pill, though, is the pill sits here through the years while you trying to decide, you getting in trouble in the pen, sticking people, stabbing people. Now, I'm a nobody going to prison. Now, I come from the streets of California, I'm a nobody. So when I get to the pen, nobody's get told what to do. You do these things. Now, I had my few things that I did and my friends and things that I did, but before those things was built, I was a nobody. And so I was the person who you told to go do this and go do that. And so I was very always true. But the bad thing about this was I was also illiterate. I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I couldn't spell. So I was prone to whatever you tell me if I felt that you had my best interest at heart. And it's real easy to get me to believe in you when I have nothing. So when you say, hey man, I just got off the prison bus, and you say, here's some soups, here's some cookies, imagine how much value I place in chips and cookies when you sit in the prison system at 19 years old. And someone is trying to manipulate you, possibly to rape you, whatever the case may be, and they're using graham crackers to do these things. So you don't know what the environment is like when you're in here and people use the smallest things we take for granted from the streets to manipulate you into thinking that who you are is not really the case. Because since I don't have no identity, we're going to give you one. You're going to do this, you're going to carry these things, and this is what you're going to do for the duration of while you're in here. And I said, okay, this is life. So when I finally decided to educate myself, got a little game. I had been selling drugs in prison, you name it. Drugs, porn, you name it, I was selling. And one thing I was real good at that happened to be a value of mine that I didn't have when I was illiterate, when I was real good at memorizing things. See, the downside to education was that because I couldn't read things, I had to manipulate people into thinking that I couldn't read so they would tease me to keep me from attacking you. Because the emotional toll that it has, we talk about thug therapy, right? The psychosis was, I believed that I was stupid and dumb, so if you told me that, I thought that you knew and I might attack you for that. This is the thinking that we have. So now I'm in the pen, doing these things to people, wondering why I keep getting in trouble. Wondering why I can't control myself. And it's everybody's fault but my own. I ain't taking no accountability for shit. White folks did it, this nigga did it, my mama did it, my dad did it. And mind you, they have a role to play in this. Because I was a kid when I went to the pen. But I ain't took accountability for nothing. Just like you don't for the community. Motherfuckers don't take accountability for shit. It's everybody else's fault but your own. They ain't gave us this. They ain't gave us that. But you ain't played no role in nothing. Nothing. We ain't no reason for none of our conditions. It's everybody else's fault but our own. Although, a lot of people is to blame for our circumstance. But you can't complain about conditions that you sit your ass in. When you sitting. Just like I was sitting in the pen. So I came up with this plan. I said, you know what, man? I figured I'm tired of selling drugs in the pen. This shit ain't working. I was good with crafting out things. So I said, you know what, man? I'm convincing these officers to smuggle this shit into the prison. But I'm the middleman in this play. So I convinced the staff to bring it in. But I got to pass it off to this dude, and this dude gets to dictate what I do. So I'm thinking to myself, why does the staff get to dictate the deal? So I got to try to figure out a way to get the staff to be on my side so I can get advantage of the bargain. So I had this grand scheme. I'm going to educate myself, and I'm going to learn about stocks and convince these white people to give me some money. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. But this is my thinking. The psychosis. What makes you think I'm going to sit the pen and think? Somebody going to listen to my black ass when they're for rock and murder about anything dealing with money. So I decided to start studying the California retirement system, calculus. I figured, and I had this, since I couldn't read that well, everything in my brain works by stories. So even today, if it's a word that I don't know, someone would have to tell me what it is. No, because I don't know sounds or vowels. I know everything by memory. Read like a shark. Financial reports, and so how my brain works is, it works by storytelling. And if I see words that connect to other stories, that's how I read to this day. And that's how I teach to this day. So now, some people say I'm a weirdo, other people say I'm a genius. So once I discover this, I decide that I'm going to try it out. Now, I had already been convincing the staff to do this felonious stuff, but this time I thought, this is for the betterment. Because I'm about to get them to invest in the stock market. Like, this ain't gonna be no drugs, this ain't gonna be none of this. And I got one to bite. And I remember going back to my cell. And I got back in the cell, I was like, I mean, it was, he transferred $25,000 out of his retirement to an investment account. And all I did was tell him what stocks are there. And we made maybe 3, 4, maybe 7 grand the first trade, and he told everybody. And it was crazy. And the crazy thing was, I'm thinking, man, it was the first time I had some real influence, and I thought, you know what? If I teach my people this shit, rest of the ball. This is my thinking. And the crazy thing was, I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm thinking that, because every time I do something, my people be with that bullshit. So I don't know how I'm even thinking about helping my folks, when every single time I got a knife in my back, I'm thinking about helping them. But yeah, this is my people. And there's enough money for everybody to spike this knife in my damn back. So I decide, Warden decides, hey man, we're going to teach these classes to the community. And I'm thinking, why would dudes who got life sentences, we got cats got 100 years, 80 years, 50 years, I had 54, want to learn anything about anything from another motherfucker in the pen? Little did I know. They came, we talked stocks, I created a coalition. So, the strategy was this. Whoever bringing in dough, you got something going on, I'm going to help you clean it, fundle it, and put it in the markets. Just to push. This was my strategy. If it's cool to do for the officers, it's cool to do for everybody else. The problem was that going on thing in the pen is that you ain't supposed to be talking to the police. So now we're finna come back to the psychosis and the thinking. I ain't supposed to be talking to the police, so now my life is in danger. Because they done decided that I'm in violation because I'm talking to the police. So now, I don't deserve to be on the line anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, so when it's time for me to go in front of the powers that be and sit down, and it's crazy. In the pen, for all of you who've been in the pen, and you know how this shit really works. It's really like the military, generals and lieutenants and all that shit. When you go into court, you really sit in the thing, and this motherfucker sit right there, ready to stick your ass the minute they say it's a green light. So for those that been know how this shit really go. When they summon me, and you know what the summon is, bro, when it's big bro wants you. I'm walking up to Don, thinking, what did I do? And I get here, and he tells me, you talk to the police. And you this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I done got a bit of sense under my belt now. I got a little sharper about myself. So my smart ass, with some sense, I say, yeah. But everybody that's bringing it don't talk to the police. There's a difference. The way I see it is, if he get to bring in drugs, shit, I'm trying to clean the money. I should have a great right to bring in this shit. And they punished me for that. My people. For those of you who've been in the pen, know what the DP means. Yeah. I ain't going to the, you know what it is? They punished me for that. And they told me that the next time I got called talking to the police, despite the resources that my life would. So I got even stupider. I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna cut a deal with every other race for the same thing I do with my people in exchange for security. Now, this was even riskier than the first one. See, no ass getting caught. Y'all know. Money, huh? Motherfucker. So I decide, rocking the hard place. I go to them, listen, man, y'all know how I go. You got the Nordays, you got the Southsiders, you got the Roots. I already got to know the right thing to do to depend on the stocks. But this is the thing, the areas in the prison where I need to talk to the staff is in the areas that's occupied by the other races. So I can't be in the area where white's supposed to be, where he had to talk to him because of their area. But if I manage your money for you, you can let me anywhere I want to go. So I said, look, we ain't supposed to be doing business. You know what I know? I know I'm taking a risk. But this stage of the game, I'm trying to get paid. The power of money. The thinking. The therapy. despite what it was, they understood that this was a way to move money in a better way, and my own people, couldn't see it. And the crazy thing was, it ain't their fault. We don't know nothing about finance. Most of the crimes that we commit is money related. Most of the crimes.
All of it.
Yet, we know 50% to 60% less about everything that we do. Meaning that everything we do about money, your retirement account, your working, you know very little about that. All you know is you get your check on the first 15th, whatever day. That's it. And you got somebody else doing your taxes. You don't have a full understanding of what the financial landscape is no more inside of prison I did. And I remember sitting in the pen. And at this time, I had been in the Wallstreet Journal. They was calling me the Oracle of San. I'm sitting in my cell with a cell phone, illegally, with millions of dollars, and I'm trading on this cell phone. Man. In the pen, with hundreds of clients. That's at that prison, other prisons, Sacramento, all around. And they got my face plastered all over this. And I can't, and my people has ostracized me. My people have told me, dude, you can't be black no more. Because I don't want to keep selling drugs in the pen. Niggas. Gonna make me hate my people. You gonna make me take the best thing that I've done to build myself and have me hate my folks because you treat me the way you treat me after everything I did for my folks? Yes, I want to get out of prison, but remember I told you, I swallowed that pill. I ain't going nowhere. So because I ain't going nowhere, I still got a job to do for my folks. If you don't know what it's like to be enslaved, then keep your mouth closed. You know the closest thing to slavery is when you commit a crime and they lock your ass up and it's illegal. It's legal. It's legal. You know what it's like to be in the working for slave too? For y'all in here that's been in the pen, what it's like them days now when you were PIA slaving and you got a motherfucker over your neck. I ain't making no complaints, you don't speak facts here.
Yes, sir.
When you go in there, do you know not one black publication, not one, publicized anything I did? I popped up in every major finance publication on the planet. Which means if I'm a fraud, I can't be in the Wallstreet Journal.
Right.
I can't be in no Thug Therapy.
Right.
I can't be talking about this shit is fake. Where my people? Motherfuckers, your people will do things that make you hate them. So you got to be mindful about how much you understand about what your people know when you provide information for your folks. Right. And you put your all into what you're trying to give your people, and they shit on what you're doing. They don't understand. We in a state of trouble right now, man. This country is bankrupt. All this shit about running around here asking people for money, put your head down. Get off your ass. The thing about it is this. The state of California, the state of this country is bankrupt. This country has a $30 trillion debt load. Meaning that we spending more money than you make. You know what that means? It means simply this. If you right now have a job and you making $1,500 a month and you paying out $2,000, you spending more money than you making. It's that simple. That's what the government is doing. That's what they're doing. They spend more money than they're making. So when you run around here talking about where the money, we can get the money, what money? Look, man, I came home December the 10th, and I wasn't naive to the plight of my folks. But because I've been gone, I didn't fully see. I couldn't see it. And I came home and I'm like, man, everything I built inside, when I ran home, like, we home. Like, if, man, I got home and seen it, like, built all out of there, come home, the motherfuckers living homeless in the streets. You kidding me? Is you kidding me? Man, during the pandemic, man, they pumped $1 trillion into the economy. Black people had shitloads of money. How we ain't got no motherfucking money? We was just over City Hall the other day over there talking about $28 million, and they just pumped $1 trillion. Every black person running around here had PP loans and everything else loans. What you did with the money? Talking about we ain't got it. Ask it, they gave it to us. They pumped so much money in the economy that they trying to slow it down. What? If we ain't got nothing? Do you know what it's like to try to slow down the economy when you pump $1 trillion? That's like, you know what it's like? Let me give it to you more because you better understand. It's like you go and you get a lick and you come up with a quick 20, 30, 40 grand and you own and spend. That's what it's like. Because we just didn't manage it. And we didn't do anything to solidify what we have received. So you think about every welfare program that black people have gotten, we've squandered it. Why? Because we can't manage. The problem with us is we can't manage. The third thing is about your mental state. And the fact that we can't manage, what the fuck is you asking for money for you can't manage? Man, you got people with billions of dollars. Do you know during the pandemic, Elon Musk made $200 billion in 2 years? How can one man be worth that? Do you know black people, on average, this coming year, we finna spend almost $2 trillion. Yet we over there in the office asking for $28 million. Oh, man. Kidding me? We're over there talking about we need millions of programs, and we're spending trillions a year. Trillions a year. That means that every one of you in here is paying your taxpayers' money. Why you got your hand out? And why you ain't got your investments on? Why you ain't investing your money? Why you keep asking people this shit? You gotta stop asking people for something and start getting this shit right. I'm so passionate, and forgive me if I'm offending you. Like Dad said, like Big Brother said, if cats ain't in line on the same thing, we can't get it. And the fact of the matter is this: management is a huge part of your mentality state. Absolutely. And everything that you do, dealing with your kids, dealing with your food, dealing with your family, dealing with your relationships, is a form of management that you have to do, and you have to wear different hats. If you neglect your money the way you've been doing it, I'm speaking to everybody. Yes. If you've been neglecting your money the way you've been doing it, that same thing is gonna happen. Niggas ain't had nothing and we ain't finna have nothing. How I know this? Black Wallstreet. They burnt it down. Right. Now, it ain't their fault they burnt it down. You know all these corporations, they ain't got hard assets. They ain't just got a bunch of buildings. They got stock assets. They sitting on corporations. Elon Musk ain't made no money because he got a bunch of real estate. He made that money because Elon Musk's stock price is sky high. We gotta get out of this thing about hard assets, man, and get into this liquid assets. We gotta get in the race. Management. You can't just let your money sit there. No, you have to manage like you do everything else in your life. Manage is how we get our community out of things we in. If you sit on your ass and you continue to ask for money, if you sit on your ass and you continue to ask for money, you're going to get what you ask for. And the thing is, they're going to give you just that, and that's it. So in closing, I just want to say this, man. I am so thankful and honored to be among my folks.
Yes.
So I started this financial platform called FEEL, Financial Empowerment Emotional Literacy. So what I decided to do was build a platform outside of the investments that I do, which I specialize in, and teach my folks how to manage their emotions as it relates to financial education. And the idea was to get people to understand that you don't need any particular skill to do what I've done, what anybody have done that you've seen. The only thing required that you got to have is good habits. Which means that it's easy for you to break the bad ones that you got and just fill with new ones. So I just want you to know, man, and encourage everybody, man, like, I'm not out here to be speaking of and continue to talk about what the conditions are. I'm going to talk about if you really about trying to help our community and get this money like you say, then you're going to pivot. And if you wait, then you're going to watch me when you see me on these social media, and you see me when you see me, you're going to see me up getting serious about this. I ain't playing about it. I don't have no time to be out here going and speaking and talking to people, wasting my motherfucking time. I don't. I'm too old, at 45, young still, you know what I mean? To be wasting time. And I will tell you brothers this, man. You have a long life with a short time span to get your shit together. Do not think for a second that you got a whole bunch of leeway and time to be playing games and dealing with these people. Get your act together and take care of your business. When you do that, financial wise, it's going to put you in a better situation. I love y'all, man.